Okay, so I recorded the video, or I thought I did, and the record button was off. Maybe this one will be shorter or more concise for you. Welcome to my channel. My name is Jenny, and I need to lose weight. That's what should be what my channel is. My name is Jenny, and I need to lose weight. Who knows what diet I'm doing on what given day, right? All right, so I did the hCG diet, lost weight. It was great. It was wonderful. And then I gained it back, because that's what I do. That's me. This week I thought to do my own kind of thing to lose weight. Not so successful. But today the scale said minus 0.7. I should be jumping up for joy and smiling, right? Not really smiling, because I don't know. I don't trust it. I mean, you cannot say that what you ate or did the day before is a direct correlation on the scale the next day. I think everything is a world of averages. So here's the upside. For 2 weeks, I did terribly, and I basically gained back almost all the weight that I lost on the hCG diet. Thought that I could lose at least half of it really quickly again, but then another half a week went by, and I still was doing poorly. So then I thought, well, this week I'm going to try to do well because I'm going to see some people I haven't seen in years, and I want to look good. It would have been great if I would have done this 2 weeks ago. And I haven't been losing really anything all week. What does it say? Minus 0.1. And then the next day was nothing. So today's minus 0.7. I think this is the law of averages. I think this is basically how the week's been going. It just kind of caught up with me today. Because I really did 2 weeks of very, very poor eating. Not that I'm eating great this week. True confessions. I'm not on a strict diet yet. I don't have a set program that I'm trying to evaluate and monitor. So that I cheat. All right, there you go. Just put it out there. When I'm on hCG, I know if I cheat, the weight's going to go skyrocket back on. And so that helps me mentally not cheat. But when I'm just sitting around this house with all the wonderful food that's in here that my husband keeps bringing into the house, most of it he hides from me, but I find it. Go move something in the pantry and then go, oh, look at that. And there's Halloween candy, and there's leftover food from my scrapbooking retreat. And there's, there's just, all right. So at any rate, I lost 0.7. That's good. It's good. It's an indication that maybe this week I'll lose a pound. Whoop-de-doo. I mean, a pound a week is, what they say, you're not supposed to lose more than 2 a week. So, a pound's not the end of the world, but we'll see how this goes. All right. I don't know. I got one more weigh-in tomorrow. This is Thursday. Tomorrow is D-Day, where I'm meeting all my friends. We're going to go to a hotel and got a couple sweets, and we're just going to hang out and play games and catch up and see how our kids are doing. And there'll be many margaritas and there'll be lots of pizza and chips and snacks and dips. And the one gal's Tastefully Simple consultant, so she'll bring all kinds of beer bread and all that kind of stuff. And we will it won't be great. And then of course they have a wonderful breakfast buffet as well. I don't know. This is one of those home to suites hotels. So we have 2 rooms that are connected next to each other. Now the home to suite hotels, I've been to one at St. Louis before. It was beautiful. It was gorgeous. Close to downtown St. Louis, nearby the park where the Muni outdoor theater is, and the zoo and the museum and all that stuff. And so it wasn't that far from there. It was maybe a 15-20 minute drive. Yep. I don't know. My philosophy is always, if you're going to get in the car and drive, who cares if you're driving 5 minutes or 15 minutes, really? If you're not able to walk back and forth to something and you have to get into a car and you have to pay for parking anyway, then go a little farther and get a really nice hotel. So anyway, we'll see how this one is. This is local. It's just our way to get together and just have a night together. Okay, so today what I was going to talk about is my hair. Now, I lost a ton of hair starting 1 month plus after I got off hCG the very first time I did the round. Lost a lot. To the point that my daughter's like, I really don't like how you're doing your hair anymore, Mom. They didn't know I was just losing a whole bunch of it, because then I was kind of starting to straighten it, because the natural curl that I have with as little hair as I had made me look sickly, like something was wrong. So I had to like kind of cut it shorter and sort of try to straighten it, and just didn't go well with my features. I have a lot of large features, big nose, not the ideal beauty here. So the big hair offsets the big nose. At any rate, and the fat cheeks and everything that goes along with it. Okay. So then a year ago, almost exactly a year ago, I had a ruptured appendix, was in the hospital for a good week, was pretty serious, happy to be alive, and came home and had a very, very, very extensive, long recovery for a good month, just being in bed at home. A lot of pain, and like 38 staples, 8-inch long incision, just they moved everything around inside me to try to get all of the infection out and get me cleaned up. So the recovery from that and the pain that you feel after you get off the wonderful cocktail of meds that they give you in the hospital in that IV, no amount of Percocets that they sent me home with even came close to making me feel as good as I did in the hospital. So I couldn't eat. When your gut is the thing that hurts that badly, any little food going through your intestines that have just been moved all around and that hurts. I mean, it wasn't just uncomfortable. It was like, so you don't want to eat at all. Not to mention that my surgeon just told me anytime after a major surgery like that for, if you've been under for over 2.5 hours and everything gets shifted around in your body, and it takes a long time for your body to heal and recover, and you don't want to eat. So I had both those things going on. What happened? After I started being able to eat about a month later and started picking back up and things started getting normal again, hair loss. Significant amount of hair loss. Lasted for about 2.5 months before it started growing back. Then it takes like 6 months for it to really grow back. So, I mean, it wasn't, people would just think like, why is she doing her hair like that? It wasn't horrible. Like I looked bald, but I had like half the amount of hair on my head. Okay. So I looked up online, did a lot of research, and this time when I was on hCG, and I did do it for 6 weeks, I did healthy hair, skin, and nail vitamins, which look like this bottle is straight out of 1972. But I read about it online and I did a lot of research, and this seemed to be the only one. If it was going to work, this is the one that was going to work. And this is everything that's in it. It has 4,000 milligrams of biotin, and we know biotin is the vitamin for hair, skin, and nails. I take biotin anyway, a lot of the times, because my nails are very thin. I have a lot of hair, but my nails are very thin. It also has a complete B complex, MSM, and silicone. It's one of the only ones, maybe the only one I could find that had the silicone in it. And I think that might be the magic ingredient. Somebody online said she tried a bunch of different things. It's the only one that worked for her. She didn't like the way it smelled. Went on, took some other ones that basically had the same kind of stuff in it. Started seeing a significant amount of hair loss. Went back on this and it was good. So I thought, well, if something's going to work, this is going to be it. The only place I could find it, the picture looked different. And so I'm not 100% sure this is the one she had, but I'm pretty sure. The video was from many years ago, so I'm sure they just updated the picture, even though it still looks very dated. Doesn't that look like? I don't know. I just feel like they could have done a better job on that. At any rate, there are 360 tablets in here. This was $75. Yeah, it was a lot of money. Take 2 tablets a day. This was the largest bottle. It came in 3 different sizes, and I found it on HSN. So I went online. After I did all my research, I went online to hsn.com, found it. The best deal is always the largest bottle. So I thought I'm going to go for it because I feel like I need to continue to keep taking it to really see the effects because, there's a few months of hair loss. And so I knew I would want to keep taking it for 2 of these a day. They smell terrible. They smell very fishy and gross. So definitely take it with like a flavored liquid, not just water, because that helps it go down. Have a bite to eat right afterwards, and then everything is fine. But here we go. It has been, well, let's see. It has been at least 6 weeks since I stopped the hCG diet, and I am not seeing significant hair loss at all. When I was on hCG, I had 0 hair loss, which is very, very unusual. In fact, my hair started feeling so thick in the back. It was like a carpet. Like it was a combination of being on hCG and taking this. But I do know that because of the hCG diet and because of the ruptured appendix, both ended up with the same result after a significant period of time of severe calorie restriction. Intentional on hCG, not intentional on the other one, but it is what it is. I had significant hair loss. So I know for me that it is the calorie restriction that's causing the significant hair loss. However, when I'm pregnant, I barely have any hair loss. Afterwards, I have a lot, and like more than usual, like especially up here, like kind of like where a man would start to bald, like those little side parts there. I would lose a ton of hair there and everything would get thin. I would lose a bunch there. Slowly that would all grow back and then the rest would grow back over the course of 3 pregnancies, deliveries. By the end, these hairs, well, one's not too bad. You can kind of see my head's kind of balding there. Like a lot of it hasn't really grown back in these patches. It's very, very, there's just wispy little short hairs. I've never completely gotten it all to grow back, but it's fine. It's whatever. The rest of it is okay. The fact I've gone this long, it makes me think this is definitely working. Now, I did notice after I finished taking hCG about a week or 2 later that I was starting to lose hair again, but nothing significant like what was happening after hCG last time and after a few weeks after I started eating again on, that wasn't a diet, after the ruptured appendix when I could literally not be in pain and start to eat again. Those times the hair was coming out in the shower in just clumps, like I had to clear out the whole drain and then clear it out again at the end of the shower, like halfway through and at the end, and I'd have a pile of hair. It was just a significant amount. I just noticed now that if I go and I grab my hair like this, that I will have you can't see it, I'm sure, but I will have 4 or 5 hairs. That is perfectly normal for me. That's how I've been my whole life. I've always had, the curl makes it look a little thicker than it is, but in general, I've always had thick, curly hair. I've always said, ever since I was a kid, I shed like a dog. I lose a lot of hair all the time, but it obviously continues to grow back because I've never had issues with hair loss. So the fact that I'm able to do that and just get a little bit, that's how I know that the hCG was actually helping maintain. And hCG is a pregnancy hormone, so it makes sense that the same thing happens when I'm on that as when I'm on, as when I'm pregnant. I think it does indeed help in hair growth, because I would reach back there and go like that and I would get 0. Not a hair would come out. And that has never happened in my entire life. So it literally holds on to your hairs, not just makes you grow extra hair. I know that for a fact because of concrete data that's happened to me. I just find it so bizarre that I could reach back with my hand like that and look and not one hair would come out. And I do it like 2 or 3 times and look and go, that's so weird. And like I said before, I think, unless this was on the previous video, my hair was so thick in the back, it felt like a carpet. It was just like, I didn't even like it, how thick it was getting. So now it's like, it feels normal. The amount of hairs I'm losing are the same amount that I normally would lose on a given time. And all the way through the hCG diet, all the way through continuing up till now, I am still taking 2 of these every day. I'm going to continue to do that until really the bottle's gone. I guess it's going to last a whole long time. I got like 6 months worth in here. But, like maybe if I after the holidays, I don't do hCG again and that I could stop taking it and see what happens. I don't know. But I'm really, really, really happy with the results. Again, not cheap, $75, but $75 and, 360. So that's 6 months worth of pills. If you don't forget some every here and there. I mean, every now and then I'll realize, shoot, I didn't take my vitamins yesterday. So it might last a little bit longer than 6 months. But For me to not have that significant amount of hair loss and to have the hair grow and continue to grow and be healthy and strong in that, it's worth $75 for 6 months. It really is for me. I mean, I was buying all kinds of fancy shampoo. Nothing worked. I tried lots, just taking a lot of biotin myself with a multivitamin. I do take a multivitamin too, but I don't know whether that's here or there has anything to do with the hair. I'm just trying to stay healthy. But I can empirically say this works. This works, and it kept me from losing my hair after a significant calorie restriction. So, in another month or two will be definitely about the time when I noticed my hair being the thinnest and like the result of losing hair over a long period of time. And it's slowly starting to grow back, because you know how long it takes for hair to grow back. So even if it's starting to grow back after the diet, if your body's in that shedding phase and you're losing a whole bunch, it's going to take a while for those little hairs to grow out. So I said it took like a good 6 months after it got to the point that I noticed I really wasn't losing any hair anymore before I felt like my hair is kind of back to normal. All right, so there you go. If you are somebody who loses weight, and you know what? Loses hair when you diet significantly, or if you're just somebody who has very thin hair and significant hair loss for whatever other reason, I think I'd recommend this. Go on HSN and give it a try and see if it works for you. I mean, maybe you don't have to buy the whole 6-month one for $75, but you can buy one of the smaller ones. This is the largest of 3 sizes, so you can get them in a smaller size for less money if you want to try it out. Okay, that's everything for now. Tomorrow's my last weigh-in before the party festivities Friday night. And then starting next Monday, I don't know. I have a couple ideas. Part of me wants to try to do the hCG diet, not on hCG, for just 2 weeks and see what happens. Just kind of curious, and kind of vlog how that goes. But then I don't know if that's such a smart thing. Part of me is thinking about doing the OMAD diet, which is essentially what I did on hCG anyway, which is like a 1 meal a day kind of diet. So that's a possibility, which is basically kind of intermittent fasting too. A lot of people also do it with keto when they're on a ketogenic diet, which essentially is the same thing as hCG again. Well, although we don't eat as many fats, the ketogenic diet really wants you to eat more fat. So I'm kind of looking into those. I'm just trying to figure out what's going to be the best to do and document. I kind of want to do an experiment and see how something works. So I don't know. If there's something that you've heard about that nobody's done and you want me to try it, write it down below, and I'll give it a try. I'll do anything for a week or two. But have a wonderful weekend. I hope that's helpful to you. May we all have thick, glorious hair.